So Scott, if a business isn't able to dedicate internal staff to meet these requirements, and they can't afford to add to their team with the level of cybersecurity expertise needed, can you give us some alternative approaches to that?
Yeah, so one, I'll give several. We'll drill into a couple as we go here today, but I'll give several. One is to, maybe the most obvious is to go hire an expert managed service provider or MSP. You, as a small business, you may already be relying on an MSP, you know, a local IT company to maintain your network and such. But you got to make sure they have the expertise and the experience needed to deal with it. But that would be one approach: is go find a company local, perhaps local to you, that can help. The second would be to bring in a consultant or contractor on a temporary basis who has that kind of expertise, could provide guidance to your internal IT staff, could be that extra set of hands, eyes and ears to get this done, and maybe mentor your internal staff to some degree. So it's like supplementing your staff with a consultant or a contractor. That would be a way to deal with it. Third would be to really invest in training for your internal IT team. Now that's a lift if they don't have experience. There's a lot of aspects to this that need to be learned and applied, but you could invest in training and then have them figure out how best to set things up. Now, again, they'd be doing that without the experience. So they'd be going from textbook to real world, trying to make that for the first time, make that implementation work, and then have an assessor look over their shoulder. You may want to have more experience available than just through training, but that can be a part of your strategy. It probably should be a part of your strategy. And then the other way to do it is to use a third-party turnkey solution. There in the industry, with the time that's gone by since DFARS originally came out, and then NIST 800-171 has become a requirement, and then now it has to be reported to the DoD, and CMMC's come in. So this has been a few years in the works here. So it's given the market a chance for vendors who have this level of expertise to build out-of-the-box solutions that are set up to handle CUI. Separate from your network. Okay, so that's the way you want to think about it. But there are many companies that are providing those. Of course, you'd need to be able to evaluate, these alternatives and such. But you could decide not to keep CUI on your network. I mean, that's maybe too much. It may be too hard, maybe too expensive. Let's go find another place to host our CUI. That's an alternative. That's a way to do it.
And that's what we talked about in previous webinars about narrowing your scope, right?
That's exactly
Separating
right.
your
exactly right.
CUI on a different network.
Spot on.
And that can save a lot of costs as well.
Thank you for watching this video to the end. This is part of a longer series on DFARS, NIST, and CMMC compliance produced by Core Business Solutions. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video with a thumbs up, and click the bell to get notified when we drop a new video. Also, we'd appreciate it if you would share this video with your colleagues who need to stay up to speed on DFARS, NIST, and CMMC. Thank you, and we'll see you again in the next video.